if you are new, thanks for hanging with our crew.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. You see that we have a very special guest.
What's going on?
Rudy is here with us, the tatted chef Rudy. If you guys know, he did do our anniversary dinner that everyone loved so much. Everyone was raving about. Yes, the food looked good, it smelled good, it tastes good. Everything about that meal was good. So thank you, Rudy. We appreciate it. He is back again, and you guys saw me do the pan of the video. I'm sorry, the food. We got. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you introduce what we have here.
What we got here?
So what we got here, we have a sweet chili chicken, buffalo chicken, a hickory barbecue chicken, buffalo chicken egg rolls.
Go ahead, show that to the end, fam.
You know, and then we have, you know,
it was another kind of egg roll. He might have ate them all.
No, the kids
it was
the Philly cheesesteak.
The Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
Yeah, we got the Philly cheesesteak.
Oh my guys, we are about to chow down. So I mean, let's just get started. Let's just plate ourselves and let's get the. Let me pull my sleeves back because a sister loves to eat.
You know?
Oh, before we start, tell them how they can hit you up.
You can follow me on Instagram at _the_tatty_chef_rude. That's _the_tatty_chef_rude.
And I'm gonna put it right here.
Also, you can follow me on Facebook at Rudy Johnson.
All right, there we go.
It's the chef. Everybody keep asking.
Ooh, this looks so good.
This was a special request.
So what you guys want to chit chat about today?
This crazy world.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I think that this is a conversation that definitely needs to be had because, I mean, I know I have just been an emotional mess lately. And so as black men, so let me tell you my perspective of things. I've been like crazy emotional, praying because, go ahead, get your wings. Oh, no. Because I have, you know, I'm surrounded by boys. I have brothers, I have a husband, I have my father, I'm raising 2 black sons in this world, and sometimes I question myself like, wow, how could I even think to bring kids into this crazy world? Like, you know, the Bible says we are in this world but not of the world. But I don't know, so you guys being black men, how do you feel?
Honestly, I feel like it's kind of crazy with everything that's going on being a black man. I first experienced racism at a very young age, and it was shocking to me because it was my first time experiencing it. We were in Alabama, and you know, we were visiting a family that lived in Birmingham, Alabama, and I encountered a white boy that was, you know, around the same age as us. We keep in mind, we maybe 7, 8 years old, and he was saying racial slurs to my cousin that actually lived down in Alabama.
And how old were you?
About 7 or 8 years old. And that was the first time I ever experienced anything like that. I didn't understand what was going on at the time, but when I was old enough to understand blatant racism, it was with the police. I was 18 years old, at a gas station pumping my gas, minding my own business, you know, and they pull up to my gas pump, guns out for no reason.
What?
No reason.
And this is so common. Like, I don't think people realize, like,
yeah,
black people are constantly profiled.
Profiled for no reason.
For no reason.
Yep.
They told me that I fit the description of someone who was going around robbing people at
and that's their favorite line.
My brothers had the exact same story.
As I'm listening to the description, I got on jogging pants, white t-shirt. They have on blue jeans, you know, black shirt. It wasn't even, and they didn't even have the decency to say sorry afterwards. You know, they were still talking crazy to me afterwards, even after they knew, you know, they labeled me as one of those. So just because of the color of my skin now, you know, like people like to say, all cops not bad cops, all black men not bad men.
That's true.
So
that's
very true. You gotta look at it like that.
That's very true. My brothers had the same story, literally, except they were playing in our backyard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cop came down the alley, did the exact same thing. I mean, I don't even really know where to start. Like, talking about this it just makes me so emotional because it's like, if you think about how how we have just been treated. Like, this is what our generation is going through, but what about what our parents have gone through, and our grandparents and their parents who've gone through slavery? And you know, we fought for like civil rights. You know, this is such a big topic that this is not something that can just be talked about in one conversation, because there's so many layers to it that you have to peel back. But
or even something just like that should be swept under the rug.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I think talking about it is important.
Definitely.
We have to talk about it because people are really ignorant and they really don't know. I'll never forget. You guys know I went to DePaul University. I'm sitting in the classroom. This is a American history class. It was a prereq. Pardon me, a prereq that I had to take. In the classroom, and we're talking about slavery. And do you know, another student says, well, why weren't the slaves happy to be slaves? They had a place to live and they had food to eat.
Wow.
People are ignorant, and they really. I've sat through that in numerous classrooms. You know, high school.
I would have took that conversation another.
And the professor had to shut it down, but it's just. I don't even know. Like, my mind, when I talk about this and when I think about this, my mind just goes to so many places.
Because you're a black mother and you're raising 2 black sons.
Right.
So they can experience the same profile.
Right.
And it's just like, even if this kid wasn't a bad kid, that can turn somebody into a bad kid, because now, you know, PTSD. You know, they got PTSD where they don't trust any cop.
Right.
All of a sudden, you labeling me as this person, maybe I should be this person.
Right.
You know, it can go so many different ways, and that's what they want to happen. So that's why it's important to educate our kids about it. You know, I had someone ask me, like, how soon is too soon to tell them? I say right now.
Yep.
No matter the age, if they old enough to comprehend and understand, tell them.
Very true.
Because they don't need to be blind to what's going on right now. It's blatantly happening right now.
Right.
And we're doing the same thing with our children right now.
So they don't need to be blind to the fact. They need to be educated on the situation so they know how to handle any situation that comes towards them.
And you know what? I have something to say, because I really have to break this down, and I see it so much on Facebook or like on different, you know, social media. Black lives matter. Black lives really do matter, and it's an insult to say all lives matter, because in this country, Black lives have never been treated as all lives, and we've never been treated equally. So all lives cannot matter until Black lives matter. It's not that we're not saying no other lives matter. It's that we want to matter too. You know, we've built this country too. We live here too, and we came here not by choice.
Pretty much. We
were snatched from our lives and brought here as slaves. So it's really sad, and it's really scary, honestly. You know, we live in a neighborhood where the local school district, we're the minority. And, you know, I get concerned because racism is something that's taught.
It's definitely
taught. And I don't want to put my sons in an environment where they're feeling oppressed, or they're feeling, you know, cast out, or they're feeling different, or they're made to feel a certain way just because of the color of their skin. And you know what? If the students don't do it, what about their parents? Or you know, it's
instilled in their child's mind.
I think it's so much more that Black mothers have to think about outside of just being a mother. And it's I can't really express it, but I don't think anyone will understand if you're not a Black mother. But I need you to stand with me. Like, if you can't understand, I need you to stand with me. I appreciate all of my friends of many different races, and you know, people that have shared things on what's been going on lately, people that have talked to me, that have come to me, that have spoken up in some kind of way, because it means a lot to me. I can't just go to sleep at night. There was another man, Mr. Brooks, cooking in Atlanta. Last night or 2 nights ago, this man was drunk, yes, but he was parked in a Wendy's parking lot. Lost his life last night.
Because they want to deem us as superhuman. They fear for their life even when we don't have a weapon.
No threat.
No threat. But they like they said, we first we not human, now we superhuman. Which one is it?
And Breonna Taylor sleeping in her home.
In her home.
Shot eight bullets.
8 times.
No arrest made. This is why we're outraged, and this is why we're upset, and this is why we're sad, because justice is never ever served. And I think when people talk about black on black crime is going to be committed by who you tend to associate yourself with the most.
That's true.
Black people are killed by blacks, whites are killed by whites, and the story continues. But when there's a scenario of a black person just jogging, coming from the candy store, sleeping in their own home, in their apartment. I mean, there's so many stories. They're just living life. They're killed and justice is never served. And this is where the pain stimulates from.
Right.
Definitely.
And see, like, I have dealt with it because we used to live in the downtown area. And one day in particular, I had went to the grocery store, and I was getting ready to walking to the condo or whatever, and at the entrance there was an older white lady in front of me. She literally walked through the door, and as I was probably like this close to like reaching out to grab the handle, she just let the door close, looked at me, and then walked off. I mean, what harm could I cause you with grocery bags? I have a handful of grocery bags, and you just shut the door in my face, and you look at me and stare at me, and then walk off. And you see I have a key fob in my hand to the building.
You don't belong. You don't belong
I was going to
on
say
the
it's
side of
the
town.
of not belonging.
Yeah, like it
that
don't.
actually happened to me at Evergreen Park before. I was about 21, and I was coming up 99, and I'm just riding. I got pulled over by the police officer, and they actually said that, "What are you doing over there?"
Wow.
I'm going home. I'm riding through
That's so
this
sad.
neighborhood to get to my house. You know,
Right.
If black people live here too. If
Yeah.
know, you know, but he definitely profiled me and said he literally said that, "What you doing over there?"
That's a funny story because at the time that we were living downtown, I just so happened to be on the south side of Chicago. I was leaving my mom's house. I'll never forget this day. I had my Camaro, so I was leaving from the south side of Chicago to go back downtown to the north side. Literally getting on the expressway by 95th. An officer stopped me, pulled me over, and asked me, what was I doing on the south side? You search my plates. My plates say I live downtown. You asking me why I'm on the south side. I'm visiting my family. Like, what's the issue?
And don't even get it confused. We not, you know, on no race war thing or trying to antagonize a different race. What we're doing is speaking what the obvious. And like, if you all think it's something okay with what's going on right now, then there's something wrong with you.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
just anti-racism.
Yes.
I just want a better world for my children. I know you guys want a better world for your children, for just yourselves in general. I mean, it's so much more work that needs to be done.
I just want to ask them, like, you know, put yourself in a black person's shoes. Your son leave the house every day, and you not knowing if he's about to be taken by the streets or a police officer.
Right.
You all don't have to worry about this, so it don't affect you. You know.
Or not even a police officer. I mean,
not even a police
Trayvon
officer.
Martin was killed by
Not
just a civilian. Ahmaud Arbery.
Exactly.
Just jogging in his neighborhood. I mean,
It's
literally
crazy.
just living life.
And the fact that it took
they
days
feel like
for
you
them
don't
to even
belong.
make that arrest is crazy to me. That should have been instant. You're not a police
Only
officer.
because of the video. So I really want to take the time out to just thank our current day activists. Like Sean King is like, he's like what our parents, Dr. Martin Luther King was. That's what Sean King is for us today. Like, he is an activist. I would advise you, like, if you do not follow him on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, he's always putting it out there, like, anything that's going on current day, how you can help. He's putting out links, you know, call this attorney's judge, whatever, and get demand that these people are arrested, because people are really out here murdering us and just living life, you know, just like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. It's like
nothing happened.
Like it's a norm for
it's
them.
a game. It's a hunting game for them.
If you you know, if you want to help and you don't know how to help or you don't know where to start, I would really encourage you to like do some research. Ask. Honestly, ask.
No question is a dumb question.
Right.
I was always told that, and that's I still feel like that to this day. Like no question is a dumb question. If you don't know something, you want to know something, ask.
Read books.
If you ask, educate yourself. You know, I feel like it could put an end to the madness that goes on to today. You know what I'm saying? Like all it is just, you know, just having a conversation with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to feel uncomfortable in the situation, because I feel uncomfortable every day. The day that I get up and walk up out my house, I feel uncomfortable. The time that I'm, you know, riding and an officer get behind me, I
feel
threatened.
When a police officer pull up behind, I should actually feel safe.
Exactly.
Because it's law enforcement in my presence.
There is some good cops out there. I have had an officer who literally, like when I worked nights, this guy was in the same spot every night, and he just kept seeing my car, and literally one day I was heading home from work. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got nervous because he did stop me, but what he said was he haven't seen me on the road in a while. He's been watching me and making sure I got home safe. And I thanked him for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a white officer. I was surprised, but that goes to show there's some officers that's really out there that care, and they out there serving and protecting.
To serve and protect, right.
Something similar like that happened with me before.
Another thing that I wanted to, well, first of all, I gotta take a pause because this food is amazing, Rudy. I know we're getting into a very deep conversation, but food, you know, makes me happy, and this is a very sad topic, but just having this nice comfort food and being, you know, in the comfort of you guys, like, makes me feel, because anytime I talk about these things, I get emotional. I have been crying like for the past 2-3 weeks, I'm not gonna lie. So you know, I just wanted to say that. So hit Rudy up. But one thing I wanted to say was, you know, living in this world today, is the scary part about this, or just being black, is you never know who's not gonna like you. Never know who's a racist. It could be a neighbor, it could be a doctor, it could be a lawyer, it could be a judge, it can be, you know, the police officer. But I do want to talk about some of the positive things, because like these protests, like, have you guys seen? Yes, Cora.
Can I have a snack?
So a lot of positive things that have come from this is these protests. Like, have you guys seen? We've been protesting. This is like 3-4 weeks. Like, there have been so many peaceful protests across the country, outside of the country, you know, in the city, in the suburbs. Like, there have been protests, and they have really been peaceful. Like, people are getting caught up in the looters and all of that, which were, by the way, not all blacks. And that's a known fact. What they call them something. There's like a name for it somewhere. But there are a group of people that are literally there not to protest. They're literally there to start the looting or the rioting. It's people that's there to protest, it's people that's there to riot, and it's people that's there to loot. Rioting, 3 different groups of people.
Yeah, it's 2 different things for sure.
And you know, it's been happening in a bunch of states. We've seen it on the news. We've all heard about it. Like, it's the truth. Some people are really there just to protest and get the point across. So I commend everyone that has stepped out to protest, or that's donated, that's spreading some knowledge. That's, you know, there's all these organizations that you can go to donate to. These companies are stepping up. Definitely. You know, I can't.
Shout out Lowe's.
Yes, Lowe's. What did they do? They donated how much?
I don't want to be misquoted, but I believe it was $100 million to you know, small black businesses, like any small black business that was damaged during the and the protesting. They donated like $100 million.
Wow.
Home Depot turned around and donated $7 million to Trump.
Whoa.
You gotta make sure you support those who support you. Like, this has, if one thing this has done, it has definitely opened up my eyes. I want to support black businesses. Like, we have to support and put money back into our own communities,
God knows I love Starbucks, but yeah, it's a wrap.
Oh, Starbucks, they pour that whole that
I'm not missing anything.
you know,
Sorry.
I feel like some of these companies they've showed their true colors and then they pull back because they see that it's affecting their dollars. And they don't want to do that. You know, you hit them where it hurts. It's their money. So then they pull back and they renege on what they said, but see right through you. A lot of other companies, like, thank you for coming out and supporting and donating, or at least spreading knowledge. Like, knowledge is powerful. And it's been a lot. Like, when Amazon made their statement, the CEO showed how many emails that he was receiving just on, racist people saying, how could you have, Black Lives Matter on your website? Like, my goodness. It's people out there that are really sick and racist, and they need to unlearn whatever they've learned.
So let's touch bases on Black Lives Matter.
Yes. Now I'm going to eat some of these good wings.
It was something that I found out about Black Lives Matter that didn't sit right with me. I found out that's an organization not made by us.
I heard that.
Make it seem like they supporting us, so things like the Black Panthers won't form again and take it into your own hands. So if they feel like you're controlled, then they behind you. Yeah, so.
It's just so much.
But don't get it twisted. The message still remains the same. Black lives do matter.
No, I have to do my research on that then.
But definitely. But
like I said, this conversation isn't one that can be done in one setting.
No, because I can go on. No.
Same here, because I'm so passionate about it. I've seen a man. Have you guys seen this video? It was a white male resisting arrest. He stole the baton. Oh yeah. Beat the police officer, stole the police vehicle, and drove off. And this man is still alive. Not saying that I wish any other thing had happened to him. What I'm saying is, police officers know how to contain themselves when there's someone that's resisting arrest. It should not lead to death. They have these rubber bullets that they're using now. They have tasers. They have so many things. That should be the last, where your life is completely threatened and you feel like you're in 100% danger, not because someone's running away from you. The roof.
The funny part is
they were giving him water. Did you see that they literally, police officer he just killed 8 people.
They was rewarding him.
They was holding his mouth, giving him water.
Let me take you to Burger King before we take you to
And they took him to Burger King. I thought that was false. They really did.
We gonna sit you down. We go, are the cuffs too tight? Should I loosen them up for you a little bit? Yeah, but they gonna make sure they break our wrists, or you gonna see the print of the cuffs, or getting slammed on your face while you cuffed, or a knee to your neck while you're cuffed. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, you can see the difference and the dynamics of how we treat it and how they treat it.
Honestly, I don't think that racism is something that will ever end.
It won't. It will never end.
I don't think
a lot of people don't see no problem with it.
And the problem is, the judicial system was made against us. Like, at one upon a time, we were property. KKK wear their hoods
because they are important people in this world that don't want to be seen. Judges,
they have positions of power.
Police officers, judges.
And these people aren't coming from they're out here. They work with us. They live with us. They walk amongst us, and we don't know who they are. And that's the scariest thing to think about. But it's reality. Systemic racism directly affects us.
Exactly.
This is why a lot of the black people in Chicago are living on certain sides in certain areas. You go back to the housing projects and just the government programs that were put together. And I mean, I could talk. So drugs being dropped in the neighborhoods. So you think about guns being dropped in the neighborhoods. You think about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre that happened. What was it? Almost 100 years ago to this day. 99 years ago. Black Wall Street completely bombed.
Completely destroyed.
Completely.
I feel like we need to take this opportunity for the damaged neighborhoods and build another Black Wall Street. But
it's better than one.
I just thank you guys for this conversation, because
we thank you for it, because if if you feeling so, you know,
I
strong
love
about it,
I love
imagine how.
I know.
And we, you know, another subject I want to touch on, because I don't feel like enough black men protect our black women.
Oh, I knew you was gonna say that. I had to tell somebody, like, you know, my son is starting school this year, and it's you guys know it's been the biggest thing in our household right now. Like, do we really want to send him to a school where it's like only 3 of his kind out of a school body of like 500? I'm not even kidding.
No.
I don't want him to be treated any differently. And I do know people, like I have friends that have had their children in schools where they've experienced racism, young ages, or like the parent came to the school and gave all of the kids candy and didn't give like their son candy. Like, this is real. Like, people are cruel even to children. So, you know, I had an experience at Cracker Barrel that made me really emotional. You know, you remember. Yeah. We were, like, on Cracker Barrel, it's like the restaurant side, and then it's like the stuff that they sell. And, you know, it's like toys and all different little knickknacks. And my son was one at the time playing with this other little girl. And, you know, when kids see each other, they play. Kids just know love. They just want to play. And they were like laughing over this one toy. And I don't know if this is her grandfather, this older white gentleman. He literally snatched her away and said, "Don't you play with that boy." You know, I was emotional that through my whole meal. I could barely even stay there because I'm like, that was my very first experience as a black mother where I knew that someone did not like my child because of the color in his skin, and that hit me. And I'm like, this is just one scenario. Like, imagine when he gets older. Like, I seen a meme it's not a meme, but it's like, when do they go from cute to a threat? And at what point does that transition happen?
And that's a pet peeve of mine, when a white man say boy, like. And
I knew it when he said boy. I already knew what it was. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I don't want my granddaughter playing with little boys. And no, like, boy,
don't play with that boy. You know exactly.
That's a slave term.
Boy,
that's a slave term. Yes.
You doing on this side of town, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I don't play them games.
Yes. And my mother taught me at an early age. It's just like you guys, because my mom would teach my brothers, you got 2 strikes against you when you automatically born. She would say that to my brothers all the time. You black and you're a male.
It's true.
So I seen a video and it made a lot of sense. It was a white man, and it was a group of kids that was all lined up side by side. So he did a little, game. He say,
"Oh yeah, I seen that."
I know exactly what you're talking about.
If you never had to go hungry before. Step forward if you never had to worry about this, or step forward if you never had to worry about that. And it was basically all the white people stepping forward, and black people just sitting there like, step forward if you got your father in your life. Like, step forward if things like that. And so it was all the black people in the back, all the white people step forward. He said, so y'all need to realize, like, you already had these head starts.
Wow, that's a perfect example.
So, at the end of the day, they have to work that much harder to get where you are.
Yep.
You feel me? So,
that's very true.
Exactly.
That's very true. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I was just talking to no, not my coworker. Who was I talking to? One of my friends from work. Well, I guess you call a coworker, but I consider this person a friend too. And I was just telling her about how there needs to be more diversity in like sometimes the higher you get in companies or corporate America,
hierarchy,
it's no diversity, none whatsoever, and that's a problem within itself. I don't know if you guys remember where there was that H&M campaign. They put the little black boy in that the coolest monkey in the jungle. Yeah. Like, they put that shirt on it. If there was any black person in the advertising department or like the marketing or whatever, they would have said, this is not okay. Like, this is racism, right? But some people are so cool with racism, they don't even know when they're offending someone.
That right there, that was like...
Exactly.
And it happens in all these companies. And these companies are showing us now, like, where they stand on it's the right side of racism and it's the wrong side. Either you're right or you're wrong. So guys, this is a conversation that needed to be had. Like it's on our minds constantly. Like it's been like really heavy this week. I would encourage you, like I said, do some research. If you have any black people, just check
yourself.
on them.
Educate yourself.
And your kids.
It's a must.
Right, and your children.
And your children, because
Right.
they are the future. 2020 has been a rough year, and
A
it's
new
been
norm
rough.
that'll never be normal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Black Lives Matter.
They do. Educate yourself.
Educate
your
yourself.
children. Check on your
Check
black
on your
friends,
people.
because even if they may not be saying anything, they might be suffering silently. This is real trauma, and you know, some people aren't as vocal to express their feelings or talk about it. But this needs to be talked about, and I'm glad. I thank you guys. Like our platform may not be as big as God's gonna have it, because we know And Fam is blowing up, Rudy blowing up. But you know, we still have to use our platform.
Definitely, and like she touched bases on, when we say Black Lives Matter, we're not saying that all lives don't matter. We know that all lives matter, but do you all know that? That's the point we're trying to get.
Thank you guys for watching this video.
Tuning in.
Yes, hopefully it starts some conversations even within your own home, or with your own friends, or your co-workers, or with your children.
Just be mature about it.
Yeah,
like,
be mature.
Just have a mature conversation.
Watch a movie.
in general.
There's so
You know
many
what I'm saying?
movies that can educate you.
Name a few. What you were saying?
Fruitville Station.
Detroit. Just Mercy. When They See Us. Like all these movies. Malcolm X.
Malcolm X is
Martin Luther King. All these movies are very relevant.
very true. True stories.
They based on the
The
true story.
Khalif Browder story. Rikers Island, the New York Police Department, is one of the most.
Emmett Till.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the list go on. If you really want to, we can name as many people as long as this video was.
Absolutely.
If you really want to get technical.
Absolutely.
So
and then some. So
then some.
Yep. Oh, I'll never forget the first I learned about Emmett Till in 5th grade.
Yeah.
We had a black doctor that was our teacher, and Dr. Tate. She showed us that video, and it haunted me for like 3 days straight. I could not sleep.
Yeah, the first time
to know that trauma happened to a child, because he said something or maybe whispered, still may not even.
Maybe wasn't even
maybe wasn't even a whistle.
You know
Don't even know, but how. Oh my goodness!
It's a very just emotional situation at hand, and it's just something that needs to be talked about, discussed. It's just something that needs to be talked about.
Right.
Like, that's it.
So do your part. Do your research. Donate. Protest. Tell a friend. You know, educate whoever. But this has to stop, and this is something that everyone has to do against racists. It's not just black folks against racists, it's everyone against racists. So if you are against racism, just take a stand, and you need to show your support in some way.
Definitely, and I showed my support by I was donating to a lot of black businesses that was damaged by looting.
Support your people, take a stand, tell a friend to tell a friend about And Fam.
That's right.
Definitely.
Talk about And Fam. We love you guys. We thank you for this conversation. Feel free to drop in the comments, you know, anything that you want to talk about, or how you've been helping end racism. It's been going on for years and years and years, but this is not something that we can just stop on our own. So we love you guys. We thank you for your support. Follow Rudy on Instagram. I'm dropping it right here again.
Book your favorite celebrity chef.
That's right. He is really a celebrity chef. He's worked with a lot of celebrities. He
And
does
we
it
ain't
big.
discussing nobody.
But hit him up. The food is amazing. Now that this video is in it, I'm going to finish grubbing. We love you guys, and we will see you next time.
Subscribe to And Fam.